ramp, curve, garbage in Magic the Gathering. Real wolves don't need anything like that. But at the LGS, the geniuses will tell you, you need a ramp into more ramp into your commander that's like 1,000,000 mana. Your curve should look like this, where you're doing stuff in the 2 to 3 range, and then you got some 7 mana haymakers at the end to close the game. Wrong. This is the certified gamer curve, patent pending, because this entire deck is all 1 mana. Now, I know what you're thinking, because I got the shine like the kid from The Shining. I decalcified my peen gland, so now I got my third eye awoken. You're thinking we're going to run stuff like Vamp Tutor, Zodiac Rat, Blood Chief Ascension, the best cards, to be honest. But in this economy, you think I'm made of money? You think I'm going to break the bank for this deck? No, this awesome deck can do it all. Under $25. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's actually cheaper than a combo, a quarter-pounder combo at the old McDonald's, to be honest. Now, we're going to be going through the junkyard to find some diamonds in the rough and make this deck super sick. But before we can hop into it, if you can't already tell, I am the most unhinged deck builder on the internet. So if you've got a weird, wacky, silly, goofy idea for a commander deck, hey, challenge me in the comments down below. The one with the most votes, I have to build. And while you're down there, hey, leave a like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Now, wake up! Time for us to talk about the commander. Ashnod, Flesh Mechanist, 1 black mana for a Death Touch 1/1 that when they attack and sack another creature, we make a Power Stone that's tapped. And then we can pay 5 later on to make a tapped 3/3 colorless zombie. Pretty sweet. Now, under normal circumstances, we all know that sacrificing our own stuff is usually pretty bad. Leads us down a syphilis-type situation where we've got Bilious Skull Dweller, a perfect 1 mana card. Get literally gold star. It's got Death Touch, it's got Toxic, but then Ashnod needs to eat it and turn it into Power Stones. So now we are basically down a guy, and we have a useless token. That's not a good trade deal. So how does this deck do anything at all? Well, meet stuff like Cult Conscript. He's 1 mana, obviously, enters the battlefield tapped, but we can pay 1 and a black to return him from the graveyard only if a non-skeleton died. Good thing we got those Power Stones, because now we can pay the 1 with some of our Power Stones. And then Gravecrawler, obviously, he's a classic. We got Haunt of the Dread Marshes, enters Scries 1, that's pretty good. Then we can pay 2 and a black to give him back on the battlefield, as long as our commander's out, which should be all the time. Persistent Specimen comes back pretty good. Retrofitted Transmogrant comes back with 2 +1/+1s. That's pretty good, but he's expensive to get back. But yeah, generally, we can bring all these guys back thanks to our lovely Power Stones. Man, Power Stones are sick, because when they die, we can Power Stone, and now they're back again. That's pretty much it. We got the whole Sassafras-type boulder situation. It's good. Now, there's more strategy, of course. You don't think that's it, right? We got Dockside Chef. 1 black mana. We can pay a little mana and a black, and then sacrifice something, and then we draw a card. Drawing cards are good. Because we got Ecstatic Awakener. Guess what? We pay a little bit and a black, we sack a thing, we draw a card. That's pretty good. And then he turns into a 4/4. That's good, because we need more power on the board. We also got Gas Guzzler. This guy's fun. He starts our engines, but after a couple turns, we can pay mana, and then we sack a thing, and we draw a card. And that's good, because we want our graveyard filled with some persistent specimens and some creatures that should have died a long time ago. So Ashnod could then bring them back into zombies. 3/3 zombies. And I promise you, I would have used a 3/3 zombie token, but that's literally what showed up when I Googled zombie 3/3. It was Zombies 3, the Disney movie that's, yeah. Anyway, I digress. What about the Power Stones? Well, good thing is they can't be used to cast a non-artifact spell. So how about we use some actual artifacts, like 50 feet of rope. It's 1 mana, but then we can also pay a bunch of Power Stones and then go into the Fan Delver, which is, I think, the best one for us, because we don't have a ton of stuff to go, but it gives us draw, and we can make a little 1/1 goblin, and then we can drain our opponents out a little bit. It's not a perfect card, but it does stuff. It's good. We also got Heirloom Epic, which we can use, and then use a bunch of our Power Stones to draw cards, which is good. And I like drawing cards. Drawing cards is how you win the game. What about the fun artifacts, though? Well, we got Dross Skull Bomb, Baller card, Baller art. We draw off of it when we sacrifice it, and then we can cheat commander tax, because if they remove our commander, hey, put it into the graveyard, then we can sacrifice it, bring it back from the graveyard to our hand. Genius. And we can use a lot of that little, the Power Stone mana, whatever. Urn of Godfire is kind of the only way we can like filter Power Stones into actual mana we can use, which is cool. And then, of course, we can just blow this whole fucking thing up to remove a creature or enchantment. It's kind of the only like good removal we have for enchantments. We also got Skeleton Key, which is like very fitting because we got a lot of skeletons, but it's also good to give Skulk to Ashnod. So now you can sneak through with the 1/1. It's also got Death Touch, but then we can draw cards, discard stuff, and we can equip it with the Power Stones. Genius. Now, the dopest of all, in my opinion, the Last Ride. This card is sick because it's a guy, and then we can fuel him, his draw ability with a bunch of Power Stones that we used from the Souls of the Damned. And then it's kind of like, he's powered by a bunch of souls from stuff. And then he's, witness me type shit. He's cool. I don't know. I fuck with that card heavy. Aether Drift was kind of cool. It was kind of drippy. Anyway, how do we win? Well, in the land of make-believe, we can just make a bunch of zombies. That won't happen though. We also got the Billy Skull Dweller, and he's got Toxic 1, so he can just kill our opponents if he hits each of them 10 times. So he's got to hit 30 times. So that could happen. That could happen. It won't, though, but still. We have the most money cards, which is why we got to talk about the expensive guys. We got Tarian Soul Cleaver. It's like $3. And then we got Millennium Calendar, also like $3. Both of them from the same set, because the set was banging. So Tarian Soul Cleaver says it's got Vigilance. And then when another artifact or creature put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1. That's really good, because then it'll buff up Ashnod. So now Ashnod is like a Death Touch 5/5, Death Touch 7/7. Gets stronger. It's not even our creatures, it's just any creatures, but sacking our own stuff, making her stronger. Awesome. And then we also run Cultists of the Absolute, because now they're +3/+3, flying. They got Ward. And beginning of our upkeep, sack a creature. Hey, that'll fuel Tarian, and now we're even stronger, more evasive, bangin', baller. But of course, what about the baller other hand, which is Millennium Calendar, which reads as such. Whenever we untap one or more things during our untap step, put that many time counters on the Millennium Calendar. Then we can pay 2 and tap it using some cheeky Power Stones we have lying around to double the number of time counters on the Millennium Calendar. But what comes in tapped, you might say? Well, the Power Stones do. All these little fucking creatures that we keep summoning back from our graveyard also come in tapped. And then when there are 1,000 or more time counters, which will happen after 6 or 7 turns, then if it has 1,000 or more time counters, we sacrifice it and each opponent loses 1,000 life. It's basically the fucking Death Star, baby. It's awesome. But what if they blow it up like the fucking Death Star, baby? Well, we've got Buried Ruin, the most expensive land in this deck because it's the only non-swamp. We can pay 2, sack it, get an artifact card from our graveyard to our hand, and give us another chance to build the Death Star. And if they, we just pray to God they don't have 2 artifact removal spells, because oh God, we are screwed. Our doomsday clock is not going to bring the apocalypse anytime soon, but it could, and it will, and it's sick. Now, in my opinion, this might be the most iconic black deck I've ever built, because it does everything black likes to do. It does sacrifice. It does reanimate. It does zombie apocalypses. It does Mayan apocalypses like 2012. That's pretty sweet. It has cultists. It's got a soul-eating halberd. It's got a lady who's doing experiments on zombies. It's pretty freaking sweet. And in my opinion, that's what this deck is. It's pretty sweet. Now, quick summary in case you weren't paying attention. Basically, Ashnod kills things. We use those as Power Stones. And then we use the Power Stones to make more Power Stones by bringing back things and then paying the Power Stones into ways to draw cards so we can draw our calendar to blow everybody up. Or we can also make a bunch of zombies and then with all the zombies swarm our opponents and then win that way. It's all pretty good because we make a lot of zombies. And then, yeah, or we blow them up, or we have the Soul Cleaver. The end. This deck is cool. If you liked it, leave a like. If you subscribe, subscribe. If you want to support me, check out my Patreon, linked down below. I do deck reviews and deck help. I also build custom commander decks if you're into that kind of thing. And you can see it all on QuipsandGuac_ on Twitch. I stream every month. It's very fun. I also have sick playmats for sale on jankmats.com. They look so good, guys. You want to go buy them. Link in the description. They're really fun. And of course, I have a Discord linked down below. Fun and free and cool. That's also where the deck list will be. Not on Discord, but in the description in case that wasn't clear. Anyway, what do you think of this deck? Do you think it's cool? How does it stack up in your mind against my other 1-mana decks I've built? I think this one might be my favorite so far. Anyway, I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.